Thank you, Catherine. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our 2023 Global Startup Ecosystem launch event. We really appreciate your time, and I hope that you get to learn a lot from different startup ecosystems around the world and what they have to offer. So in this session, we're having ecosystem developers, government partners from around the world presenting their startup ecosystem, sharing incentives, advantages of their ecosystem and what it has to offer. Each speaker will have about 5 minutes to pitch. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in the Q&A and make sure that it is addressed to panelists and so that everyone can see. So the next startup ecosystem that will be presenting, or the first one, will be Sunshine Coast. We will promote Tiffany to a panelist. Tiffany, are you in the group? My colleagues will do, but until then, I will just give a quick brief about the startup ecosystem of Sunshine Coast. Sunshine Coast is the 5th top ranking ecosystem in Australia, and it's growing quite rapidly. And it's also 6th in Oceania. The coast has the largest number of organic meditation, yoga stores in the country. So if you are interested in that industry, that would be the best place to start. The world's 2nd largest rock is called Mount Colm and is found on the Sunshine Coast, which is quite an interesting scene for many to see. And Queensland is home to one of the oldest known dinosaur footprints if you are into Dinosaur World or Jurassic World. Here we have Tiffany. Thank you for being here. The floor is yours.
Hello, can you hear me there?
Yes.
Let me just turn on my camera. Wait me 1 second. Where are we? Hello.
Perfect.
Good evening from the Sunshine Coast. Thanks, Mahmoud.
Good evening to you. Floor is yours.
Okay, so good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tiffany Bauer. I am the Industry Development Lead for Knowledge Industries and Innovation at Sunshine Coast Council. I'm coming to you today from the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia, and I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of these lands, the Kabi Kabi and Jinnabara people. My role sits within the Economic Development branch and involves supporting our innovation ecosystem, which is a network which helps local businesses grow and connect with each other. Ultimately, I am a connector of people and an advocate, whether it be to other businesses, local and state government bodies, major institutions, or community groups, making it easier for them to grow their business or idea. For those of you who are not familiar with the Sunshine Coast, the region is located in the southeast corner of the state of Queensland, and we're just over 1 hour's drive from the state capital, Brisbane. Australia has 3 levels of government: federal, state and local. Sunshine Coast Council is the local government body for our region. The Sunshine Coast is the 9th largest local government area in Australia out of 537 across the country. We are known as one of Australia's fastest growing regions. However, we are also building a reputation as a region that is successfully facilitating sustainable growth. This is a vision which has been articulated by our community after much consultation and is a guiding principle in our 3 strategic plans, which cover economic development, community development, and environment and livability. Our current population of 356,000 is projected to grow to more than 540,000 people over the next 20 years. Council's vision is to be Australia's most sustainable region, healthy, smart and creative. This vision helps Council to provide a balanced approach to plan for the future and ensure our region is equipped to meet the needs of our growing population now and into the future. Our region features more than 70 kilometres of open coastline, pristine hinterland and world-class beaches, whilst our conservation estate is arguably one of the largest owned by a local government in the southeast of Queensland. The Sunshine Coast is probably most well known as a favourite vacation and lifestyle destination with its ideal climate, abundance of nature and great infrastructure. Post the pandemic, the Sunshine Coast experienced an increase in people relocating here, particularly from Sydney and Melbourne, for exactly these reasons. Guided by our regional economic development strategy, our economy has been diversifying over the past 5 to 10 years, away from tourism and hospitality to now encompass food and agriculture, manufacturing, knowledge industries, health and wellbeing, aviation, and also the screen industry. As a result, we've seen a marked increase in average household income and have been recognised by the Intelligent Communities Forum as a Smart 21 Intelligent Community 8 years in a row. This nomination recognises best practice in broadband deployment and use, workforce development, innovation and digital inclusion. Our people and our ability to collaborate across industries and geographic locations is perhaps one of the Sunshine Coast's key strengths. We have a buzzing ecosystem of talent and innovation led by a collaboration of industry and advocacy groups, government and anchor institutions. The region also offers an array of youth innovation and entrepreneurship programs and events, particularly around STEM and creative industries. For example, in 2024, the Sunshine Coast will host over 3,000 international students for the RoboRave Global Robotics Championships. In 2022, the region's innovation and entrepreneurship network, Silicon Coast, launched Forward Fest, which is a week-long innovation festival. This event provides an important platform and focus point for our innovation ecosystem, encompassing business, creativity and community. Forward Fest for 2023 will be held from the 2nd to 3rd, from the 2nd of August. So if anybody would like more details, please connect with me on LinkedIn. The Sunshine Coast offers a strong foundation to grow and scale businesses, and our innovation ecosystem is a true triple helix, which continues to evolve and mature. The ecosystem comprises 7 key pillars around which extensive activities, initiatives, and programs take place. These include industry advocacy and advancement groups, which drive industry-led development, youth innovation, including investment in talent and skills, a thriving startup and entrepreneur network, education, incubators, accelerators and co-working spaces, local, state and federal government programs, and anchor institutions and infrastructure investment. Just a quick snapshot of some of our infrastructure projects at the moment. The Sunshine Coast has seen significant investment in infrastructure in the past 10 years. The image you can see here is what we refer to as our game-changing infrastructure projects. The new Sunshine Coast International Airport opened in late 2020, opening the Sunshine Coast to expanded domestic and international services. We anticipate direct access to Southeast Asia within the next 2 to 3 years. The Sunshine Coast is also home to Australia's only greenfield city development, the Maroochydore City Centre, with over 50 hectares currently under development. This development is offering a unique opportunity for companies from around the world to test and trial new technologies on our digital infrastructure, including access to a Wi-Fi 6 network, smart multifunction pulse sensors and kiosks. The new Sunshine Coast University Hospital is also the largest in the Southern Hemisphere and is adjacent to a growing health and wellbeing precinct, encompassing mind and neuroscience research and a teaching hospital. The Sunshine Coast is also now has Australia's fastest data and telecommunications connection to Asia and the second fastest to the United States, thanks to the Sunshine Coast International Broadband Network, which entered service in mid-2020 and is a local government first for Australia. In 2000, Council set a long-term vision to improve broadband infrastructure and services for the community in a bid to improve connectivity, drive affordability and remove barriers to entry. As a result, the region has invested significantly in digital infrastructure over the past 20 years. The NextDC Sunshine Coast Edge Data Centre, which is a recent investment in our region, introduces a new era of low latency connectivity, data capacity, speed and reliability to regional businesses and data heavy industries. All of this investment in digital infrastructure makes it easier for businesses to compete nationally and globally and ensure resilience and digital inclusion. I think I'm probably getting close to my limit of time here, but just a few future projects to be aware of. In June 2022, the Sunshine Coast was recognised as a UNESCO biosphere. What this means is that it will hold the region to its pledge of sustainable growth and ensure that environment, social, cultural and economic needs are balanced and protected. And also we are excited to be a delivery partner for the 2032 Brisbane Olympic and Paralympic Games. And this means that a true legacy vision is forming for the region, which will be seeking to secure new and improved transport systems, increase hotel and accommodation options and focus the Sunshine Coast becoming accessible and inclusive tourism destination. I'm going to close here because I think I may have run over my time. So thank you to Startup Link for the opportunity to present. And I will just quickly skip through. If you'd like to learn more about opportunities on the Sunshine Coast, I've just put the QR code up on screen there. And from there, you'll be able to access some of our resources and also contact the Economic Development Branch. Thank you.
Stephanie. It's always great to learn new things about your startup ecosystem. Thank you really, and have a wonderful rest of today.
Thank you.